So in this part 1 video on radiator type heat exchanger, we are looking into the parts of the machine and the process. So it consists of 3 units: the heat exchanger unit, base unit, and computer interface. All three connected together make up the experimental setup. On the base unit, let us identify the parts. That is the boiler heat exchanger, silver color tank, uh, centrifugal pump, open and close valve, there's a pipeline through which the water goes into the radiator. That is the radiator. There's a fan to draw in room air, thermocouple sensor with the blue color cable, another thermocouple sensor, and white cable air velocity sensor. And as we move to the base unit back again, here you see a white sensor which is measuring the flow rate of water. So these are all the parts on the base unit and the heat exchanger unit. Let us identify these on the schematic shown here. That is the boiler tank. AB1 is the pump. This is the pipeline, red color, for the hot fluid, and it enters the radiator and exits and travels along this line, yellow with yellow color, and goes back into the tank. That is the movement of the hot water from the base unit into the heat exchanger unit. And T1 measures the hot water temperature before it enters the exchanger, T2 after the heat exchange. So both of them correspond to water, T1 and T2. And as we move along here, C1 sensor indicating the flow rate measurement. Back to the tunnel here, the fan is indicated by AVE1. T3 sensor measures the air temperature at the inlet of the tunnel. T4 air temperature at the exit. So as the air moves from inlet to exit, it is flowing over this surface, so it will pick heat from the surface of the radiator and comes out hotter. Air is getting heated up here and water is getting cooled. So that is the purpose of heat exchanger. One fluid will gain heat, the other fluid will lose heat. So that is how is the process taking place in this setup. So identifying the same thing on the experimental setup, the heated water starts from here via the pump, through the valve, through this pipeline, enters into the radiator and travels all along the length of the radiator and loses heat to the surface first and then to the air, and then comes out cooler through this pipe and back into the tank. That is the movement of the hot fluid. Cold air, basically at room temperature, drawn into the tunnel from here. It is a suction type fan, so it enters here and temperature is measured. It flows over the radiator and then comes out from the other end. So another sensor to measure the air exit temperature and the air velocity temperature. So that is how the process is taking place in this system.